What is going on, guys? This is Card Warriors Magic, and today I have a really cool, I guess you could say, philosophical thing for you today. Luke has done one of these things previously. I have another video in our Magician Tip series. It's been a while since we've done one, but I think you guys will enjoy this. Basically, I'm going to be telling you guys just tips on picking the right spectator. Luke briefly went over this previously, but I want to go a little more in depth because this is a really key thing to Magic. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and explain how to do this. So when you walk up to a spectator, at least in my opinion, there are usually about 3 types, okay? The first type of spectator is one who is like, they'll be interested in the magic, but they're not like super I guess you could say picky. They are like, I guess you could say the average spectator. They're not like super picky, and they're not trying to like mess you up or figure out what you're doing, but they're not like super gullible. So that's like the first kind of person. The second kind of person I would say is like the really gullible personality, like to a point that you can mess up in front of them and they won't even realize that you've messed up. That sort of person who you can just always fool. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. And then the last kind of spectator are the ones that are really picky. They're the ones that are like, you say you try to do some sort of move on them or something, and they purposely wait till the bottom of the deck to pick a card or something like that, because they're just trying to kind of mess you up. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what to do when you figure out, first of all, I'm going to explain how you figure out whether or not the person is, I guess you could say, one of these 3 personality types, and then what to do and how to perform for these kind of people. So the way to figure out what kind of personality they are is you start performing a magic trick. It's honestly not going to be too hard for you to tell. If you start performing a magic trick, and for the gullible people, they're going to be the ones who react at everything. They're completely impressed by anything you do. Basically, like, if I did a shake change in front of them or something like that, they're just absolutely blown away. Like, these are the people who are incredible reactions. These are the magician's probably favorite people to perform for because they have the best reactions. They're incredibly gullible and easy to fool. So those are going to be the people. They're going to be really obvious. As well, on the other scheme of things, it's going to be really obvious if someone is one of the picky people, because like I said, they're going to be grabbing at the cards, they're going to be kind of picking at you and trying to mess you up just a little bit, and they'll be asking you questions like, hey, can I see the deck of cards? Stuff like that. They're going to be trying to mess you up. And then in the middle is just the average person. These are the people who are just going to watch the card trick. They are kind of interested in figuring out, but they're also interested in being fooled, and they want to be impressed by you. So those are the 3 personality types. If they're not one of the 2 extremes, very gullible or very picky, they're probably going to be in the middle. So what I like to do for I guess you could say the people that are more gullible, and by the way, no offense intended to any of these personality types. Everyone has a different personality. But for the people who are, I guess I say, more gullible, more easily fooled, that sort of thing, when I perform magic for them, I usually do more of a brilliant effect sort of thing. Basically, guys, you want to choose tricks based upon the spectator. So, you know, with the people that are gullible, you don't want to do really long, arduous tricks. You want to do snappy things that are like quick and impressive. So, for instance, quick and deadly prediction, or just like color changes, right? Stuff like that. Stuff like that is really good for the gullible people, just quick card tricks that have great effects at the end, because that impresses them and impresses their friends. For the more extreme side, as much as you can, do tricks for the spectator that are the picky kind. Do tricks for the spectator that are in their hands. You have to be careful with this, but if you let them shuffle up the deck and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend doing stuff like do as I do kind of tricks, like cut the deck with me, because people like that are going to do stuff that you didn't ask, because they're just going to take it and mix it up, and you didn't want them to do that, and they have completely ruined the trick. So be careful, but as much as you can, let them have the deck in their hands. It's just a really great idea. And for them, also performing longer effects. And again, you have to be careful, but longer effects, and just be careful with your angles and stuff, because they're the ones that are super attentive. So for them, perform the tricks that you're really good at doing. With the gullible people, you can try out new tricks because you know they're probably going to be fooled. But with the people that are more picky, sort of, I would recommend doing tricks that you've done a lot, just stuff that will impress them. Because if you can pull off a trick and they have no idea, like if they have no idea how you do it, they will be absolutely blown away, and they'll tell you that, because they will be, I guess you could say they will respect you more because you got past their pickiness, sort of thing. And for the people in the middle, just a mix of both long card tricks with longer effects and short card tricks with shorter effects. The average person is going to be in the middle, but you're going to come upon people who are really picky or just really gullible, sort of thing. But yeah, those are just picking your spectators. And just remember, guys, based upon the spectator, you know the people that you're going to be performing tricks for, unless you're like going on the streets and stuff. So just pick your tricks based upon the spectator. I gave you some tips right here, but it's important to just be able to keep your spectator's attention, knowing their attention span. Stuff like that is really important to picking your spectator. And if you know that someone is going to just be really picky towards you and you can't get them to stop, don't go perform magic for them, because if you know that they're going to mess you up, or if you know that you don't want to be around them because they're not being nice to you, they're just being rude and blatant, and they are not trying to enjoy watching a magic trick, they're just trying to enjoy heckling you, don't perform for them. If they start doing that, just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go perform for someone else, because you don't have to prove anything to them. If they're just being a jerk, let them be a jerk and walk away. So those are my tips, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Just remember to pick your spectator properly. And yeah, so if you would, please leave a like below in the underneath the video, and be sure to comment, and last of all, be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much.